Well, welcome to the Coach's Corner. Hi, I'm Frank Barbahen, and I will be your discipleship coach for the week with your permission. We're doing a series on what is the kingdom of God, and this is part 3. We're going to be looking at the vignette of Lazarus' death. Lazarus had two sisters, Mary and Martha, and Jesus was close to the three of them, and that's real important in this vignette. Jesus was real close to Lazarus and to the two sisters, Mary and Martha. Well, Lazarus becomes ill, and Mary and Martha ask Jesus to come for the obvious of healing Lazarus. Jesus' reputation, he had about 3 years in public ministry, and Jesus was known as a miracle worker, and so they knew that he could heal him, and they asked him to come. And Jesus does not come. We're going to pick it up there, John chapter 11, verse 4. When Jesus heard about Lazarus, he said to his disciples that were hanging with him, "This sickness will not end in death. It is for the glory of God, to bring glory to the Son of God." And he was saying that somehow or other, what was going to happen when he came back was going to reveal more of who he was. Now let's jump down to verse 11. He says to his disciples, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going there to wake him." The followers didn't get it and said, "Lord, if he's only asleep, he's going to be all right." Jesus said that he meant that Lazarus was dead. So Jesus said to him plainly, "Lazarus is dead, and I'm glad for your sakes I was not there so that you may believe. But let's go to him now." So Jesus heads off to see Mary and Martha, and jump down to verse 21. And Martha comes running out to Jesus, and she's upset. And she says, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you anything you ask." Jesus said, "Your brother will rise and live again." And Martha answered, "Well, I know that, and in the resurrection on the last day." And Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me will have life now, even if they die. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Martha, do you believe this?" And basically Martha says, "Yes, I believe you're the Christ, the Son of God, the one who is coming into the world." Now let's go down to verse 32. Mary gets the word that Martha has met Jesus, and she runs out to greet Jesus, and she's upset. And she says the same thing to Jesus. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died." Now this time, Jesus doesn't confront Mary like he did with Martha about, I'm the resurrection and the life and so forth. Instead, Jesus gets upset with Mary's reaction, and he goes to the tomb. And when he gets to the tomb, interestingly and importantly, Jesus cries. Now, if Jesus knows that he's going to raise Lazarus, the interesting question is, why is Jesus crying? Because somehow Jesus is moved by Mary and Martha being upset, not being there. Jesus is moved by the friends of family that were also there, that were also crying, and they were candidly upset that Jesus had not come sooner. So he was obviously moved by that, even though he knew what he was going to do next. Jesus said, "Move the stone away from the grave." Martha now, even after she says, "Oh, I know you're the Christ and you're the one who's to come," and so forth, and Martha says, "Lord, it's going to stink." And Jesus responds, "Didn't I tell you if you believed you would see the glory of God?" Now you have to wonder why Jesus is wondering, why she's wondering. I mean, it's not like you see people come back to life every day, but he reacts that way, and then he yells to Lazarus, "Come forth," and Lazarus comes out of the tomb, and then Jesus tells him to take the wrapping off his body. It raises the question, along with the other vignettes, still, what is this kingdom of God? All right, any questions or comments, feel free to email me at frank@peakperformancediscipleship.com, frank@peakperformancediscipleship.com, or blog at the Coach's Corner. And we'll see you next time.